and baby pants.
So this is, oops, I don't even have it open. It's Sister Wives, season 15, episode 7.
Make sure to watch this so you don't have to watch the god-awful show, because it thought it was better than catfishing and we never heard the end of it. But guess what? You get to hear more about it today if you watch the episode.
Yes. Oh, sorry. And I had to address the cat in the room, the elephant in the room.
The cat in the room.
Even for me, this is a shocking lack of
no.
So this morning I got up, I didn't feel real well, and I went to the bathroom to get some Advil, and I passed out and hit my head on the shower back here. And so I have a tiny, tiny bit of blood, but it's matted in my hair. And so...
It's a super fun morning for everyone.
Right. I wake up, I'm freaked out because the water was running. Super high concern of mine. John comes in a second later. He's like, what? What's going on? What are you doing? Why are you on the floor? Why is everything wet? What's going on? It's just, it kind of went downhill from there. I'm fine. I did.
You really need to stop these bingers. Golly.
I think when I hit my head on the shower, I like stretched my neck, so that's why I made that funny noise. Anyway, and then, because we went to bed early last night, we just get with a headache and watch this show, which is probably not the ideal. I don't know if there is an ideal condition to watch this. So it just feels like we're watching the same episode on repeat because we saw all of this in the preview for the season.
And they're telling us what they think about COVID and what's going to happen.
Oh,
how quickly it's going to be over.
So anyway, it's Brianna's Sweet 16, and apparently it can only be a Sweet 16 if you haven't been kissed. I guess that's how the song goes, Sweet 16 and never been kissed. But anyway, I'm sure Brianna.
So that's weird.
So, yeah, I guess I wonder how Brianna feels about her mom on national TV saying she'd never been kissed. I assume it's considered a point of pride, but it's still personal. I mean, I don't know. Anyway.
Weirdo's gonna weird.
Then they talk about, like, if I got sick, and Cody's like, of course I'd be there for all my wives.
And Mary's like,
no, he wouldn't. No, he
it's like, truth.
I'm like, thank you. Because I was thinking, like, what would make this show more interesting? And, like, if Mary...
What was even better, and it was... I don't know if I'd call it interesting. I wouldn't go that far. But he shows up to Mary's house to see his daughter and her fiance, and they're gone.
And they have been for like a week.
For a week.
Not like
exactly
not like for a week. An exact week.
Exactly a week.
Hasn't talked to them, hasn't texted them. So, okay.
But it's not like he's got 3 other wives he can go to when he doesn't like 1 or 2.
Well, yeah, I was going to say he doesn't like 2. So, I was like, this...
sucks.
No, well, yes, but what I was going to say was, I was like, this season seems even, like, this is not a show that's known for, like, car chases and exciting things, but this seems weak even for this, so I looked it up, and they said that the last season ended with 2.4 million viewers, roughly. This season started with 1.4 million viewers, and it's kind of gone...
How are there 1.4 million brain-dead people who watch
And I have
this?
no idea if that's worldwide, because it shows in a lot of different countries, like TLC in other countries. But, I mean, John, we watch it.
Yeah, I know. We're brain-dead.
Okay, fair enough. Just making clear.
If you don't know that by now, here's your sign.
But anyway, so I was like, does everyone feel that way? And I think everybody feels that way. You're already sick of COVID, but it's just weird to me because it feels like
You know what else I'm sick of? Filming on iPhones.
Oh gosh, and they had to talk about it.
The cinematography, let me tell you.
And it's like I feel like telling people, can you not do it while you're driving? Like, can you not?
That would be interesting. Maybe they'll hit somebody.
No, that'd be terrible, John.
It'd be worth watching.
Can't you do it in, maybe TLC told them to do it? It just seems like it's like, just not a good idea that they're holding their camera and talking to the camera and turning to their kids. Anyway, so this is what confuses me. Okay, so Cody is going between Christine and Robin's house. I understand why he's not going to Janelle, although he threw his kids under the bus again. He was like, oh, except for 20-year-olds.
Honey, the only person that matters is Cody.
But anyway, according to all the CDC and all the rules and all that, there's no reason why Christine and Robin's family, like, I get that they're not in the same house, but if they are not contacting anyone but Cody, and Cody is moving between them, there's no reason there's no additional risk to them going together. And I think, so, and I know people are like, oh, they should all be in one house. I mean, I get why Christine doesn't want to do it. You know, she says, my kids get better attention when their dad's here and he's not wandering off every 10 minutes to another place. And we know how much they would be interrupted because at some point he goes over to Mary's house. He's only there, I bet you he wasn't even there an hour, maybe a half hour. Robin has to FaceTime. He's gone for like 2 minutes.
He wasn't there for 10 minutes.
And he couldn't have just even said, hey, Robin, I'm on the, I mean, and then, right, maybe there was more to that. Maybe,
like, why don't you just, like, get a life?
Well, this was the other thing, is then he makes a joke about the catfishing thing, and we were literally like, you've got to be kidding me. And so it's been almost 6 years.
And you know what I want to hear more of? That crap.
That whole thing, and he brings it all up again as a joke. But I do appreciate that Mary's been a little more honest about, like, we don't talk. Like, he's been trying. Okay, so I did read some stuff about some of the kids mad at Mary because Mary was not a good mom to them when they were younger. I totally agree, but this is my opinion. They can all have things wrong with them. I don't need to pick a side and then say they're a saint. I can say that Cody treats Mary abominably. Has Mary done things in the past as well? Yes. In this small, if we were to draw a circle just around their marriage in this exact moment, I don't see where Mary, in this moment, in this 6 months, has done something wrong, but Cody has. Now, if we want to, like, go through their whole life's transgressions, that's between them and God, because I certainly don't know everything. And you can be, it's fine if you still don't like her, I just don't have the time or the energy or the brain power to remember everything.
You definitely don't have that.
Do not, especially this morning. I have a headache where I bonked my head. But anyway, so what we see is these birthday parties, the so sad birthday parties, which, you know, it's like, you know how I spent my 40th? Alone. Well, I had you. But my whole family went out of town. Like, all of my extended family went out of town. And so I was alone for
Apparently
my 40th.
I have no one.
Well, you were the only person that matters.
Of course your mom forgot.
Yeah, well, you know, so anyway. So they know how sad it is and all that, and they go over, and so we're doing this all out of order. So if you actually want to watch the episode,
who cares? Nobody cares.
So what happens
care.
They have the B&B in Utah. They said they're not going to have 4 families coming through, but maybe they'll have like 1 family every once in a while come. Mary's mother is 75, and so they say, hey, why doesn't Audrey and Mariah go to Utah, run the B&B? And then Mary can get her mom and bring her mom back. And then Mary's mom is safer because she's not encountering anyone. She's at high risk. Audrey and Mariah are less so, and they can run the B&B. And then Mary even kind of hinted, like, maybe that's where they want to settle. I think she's thinking, what if they want to run the Airbnb long term?
That's pretty much what she said.
Yeah. I mean, she said one day they'll inherit it, but the hint was much more like, and that maybe that inheritance can start sooner than later. Anyway.
And you know what the kids want? Not that. They want money for their own place.
That is true. But anyway, and so they did this switch. They go all the way out. They go back and forth. And then Cody comes over. He's so excited to see them. And he arrives, and she's like, well, they're not here. And it kind of sounded like maybe she asked him and then he just showed up a couple days later. That was all very unclear.
Well, clearly they talk so often.
Yeah, well, and you know, I'm finally kind of glad. Oh, then he goes, oh gosh, he makes this joke about how the dog pees because he's such an alpha. And it's just like, oh gosh. Anyway, and I feel like that's the whole episode. I usually take 2 pages of notes. I have 1 page. And a lot of these are things like, I forgot to mention last week, he had this whole big diatribe about how he can't have a dog, and he's saying this because he's allergic, but Janelle has a gigantic black dog. And,
it's a lab, I think.
Lab. I think so, yeah, I think it's a big black lab. And, oh, I shouldn't say gigantic, but it's not like a little purse dog. It's like a dog that would get hair everywhere, because dogs get hair everywhere.
We love dogs.
We love dogs. We have a dog downstairs who I've never seen, like...
We got a few downstairs.
Sheds and clumps is the strangest thing I've ever seen. Clumps of black hair.
I never wanted a long-haired dog till I met this dog.
Well, we like her.
She was perfect.
We normally have short hair dogs. Anyway, but we love dogs. We love dogs. And he had this whole big thing, and everyone's like, oh, it's because he can't stand the competition or someone with better hair in the house. Anyway, it's just really bizarre to me that they decided that they want to stretch this out.
Loved the half an hour of workout that...
Oh, it starts with him like doing like side planks and push-ups.
That was not a side plank. Don't know what it was, but it was...
It's a side plank.
That was not a side plank.
Okay, we will Google it afterwards and have a little comparison.
It was like a whale trying to push himself up with a...
Well, I don't know. It was also, I think it was unflattering clothing for a side plank. Anyway, gosh, did you watch it? Are you...
And he had to record that himself and thought, you know what's going to look good? Me working out.
I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't want anyone to get images of me working out, period, let alone... I don't know. Anyway, that was the episode. So, take care of yourself. Don't pass out. If you do, try to get down close to the ground before you pass out. Okay, bye.